Hi guys! So today's makeup video, it consists of creating this glowy summer look. I think it's very summerish and it does have a twist. It does have my little own pop of color, as you can see. If you want to see how I got it, then just keep on watching. Alright, so first I'm going to start, my face is all clean and moisturized and everything. So I am going to start by priming my face with my rose water that I just love putting this before I put anything on my face. So I'm just going to spray this real quick. And then I just let it like dry, like it's all dripping down my neck. But I just let it like sink in and just let it dry first. So I'm going to let this dry for like about, I want to say like 3 minutes or 2, just to make sure everything is really in, and I'll be right back. Okay, so my face is all set and dry, and now I am going to move into doing my primer. I would normally start with my eyeshadow, but we are going with something very light on the eyes today, so there shouldn't be any fallout or anything like crazy like that. So I'm going to start with the face and then move on to the eyes. So for face primer today, since we're going for that like luminous kind of dewy glow, I am going to go in with the Magic Lumi from Loreal. I really like this. It has like this like pearlescent kind of like whitish kind of color, but it's like, I'm not sure how to describe it. It's not white. It's you'll see once I put it on. Okay, like I don't know. It's really nice, and I mean you can find this at the drugstore. I found mine at Walmart, and I'm just gonna pump it out. That should be enough because it's very liquidy. Like, ooh. I'm just gonna dab that in my face, and then just rub it all in my face so it can soak in. See how like it creates like this kind of sheen look? I know like right now on my face I'm gonna look oily, but it's not gonna look oily, like I promise you. Though if you do have like a very oily skin, I am not sure if you would like this primer because it does give you like that kind of like luminous, always glowy skin. And I don't know if you're oily, you want to look like extra oily, I'm not sure. But this is the one I use when I want a dewy finish. So for foundation today, we are going to go in with the Wet n Wild Photofocus. I really like this foundation. It gives you like, it's not full coverage, I would say. I would say it's more like a medium coverage, but you can definitely build it up to a full coverage. And it just looks so natural on the skin. Like there's no, like, my skin still peeks through, but it still covers it. Like, you know, like it's foundation, but your skin looks like if it's not really wearing it. Like your skin is breathable, that's the word. Like your skin breathes through this foundation, and I really like that. So we're just gonna go ahead and apply this real quick. For concealer today, I'm using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I really like this concealer. I would say honestly, it does really erase my dark circles. It claims that it does, and I put it on and I really don't see my dark circles like peeking through. And like you can see, I have really like intense dark circles. Okay, they're not purple, but they're there. Like you can see them. But I really enjoy this concealer for that reason. Like I feel like it really does a job in covering them up. I'm just gonna apply some in like a little triangular kind of scenario. Alright, and I'm gonna use the same concealer to like cover up my eyes. I am not gonna apply any eye primer today to apply my eyeshadow or anything, so I'm just using the same concealer to put it all over my eye. Once that is set and in place, I am gonna set my concealer because this concealer does need to be set. And for that, I'm gonna use my NYX HD Foundation Finishing Powder in Banana. And I'm just gonna grab like this little taper brush from e.l.f. And I'm just gonna dip it in there. As you can see, I've already hit pan because I use this thing so much, like so much. So, and then I'm just gonna go in. I like to press it in, not rub it right away. I like to press the powder in to make sure it really sets that concealer, and that concealer is not going anywhere. Even though we're still going for like the natural finish, I don't need it to be moving around. I don't need anything peeking through. Like, I need it to stay. I just apply it on my nose, bridge on my nose, my T-zone. And see how much of a difference that made? Like how much brighter my under eyes look. Alright, so once that is set in place, I am going to set the rest of my face, and for that I am going to use the Fit Me Loose Powder in light medium. This was new at the drugstore. I picked it up like maybe about a week ago, and I've been using this every single day since I tried it out. Like, I have not put this thing down. Like, I was like, I love the compact one. And I was like, you know what? I saw the loose powder, and I've been obsessing over loose powders lately, so I was like, let me give this a shot. And I really, really like how this like helps my face get finished. Like, it's really good. Like, I'm not gonna lie. So mine's in light medium, like I said. I'm not remember if I said it or not. So I'm just gonna pour. Okay, that was a lot. I'm just gonna pour some on my little lid. Then I'm just gonna use an e.l.f. powder brush, just like a little flat powder brush. I like setting my powders with this, and I just dip it in here, make sure the brush is like evenly distributed, and then just tap off the excess, because it is a loose powder, so look. Whew. So now we're going to move into some bronzing and contouring. For bronzing today, I am going to use that I just picked up like not so long ago from the drugstore, is the Milani Baked Bronzer. If you guys can see it. This is in the shade Soleil. This thing is so pretty. Like, oh, it was a little thing that I never used. Anyways, so this thing is like so pretty. Right there. It's like, there's like so many shimmers. I'm going to use the AOA Studio F12 brush, and I'm just going to dip in there, and grab some. And this thing is, I think I grabbed a little too much. I keep forgetting this is really pigmented. Like, look at that. Like, I always forget. So we're just going to go very lightly and just cast that bronzy shadow on my face. Okay, so my face is all set and bronzed. Now we're going to move into contour, and for contour today, I'm going to be mixing my two favorites of the moment. Well, one of them has been an all-time favorite, and the other one I just kind of discovered it because I got it as a sample at Ulta. It's the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil. It's just in light medium. This was a little too light for me, but this is what it looks like, and it smells like everything Too Faced makes, chocolatey. So it smells so good. And I'm going to be mixing with my Butter Bronzer Physicians formula. I like mixing these two just to create that contour, and I really like how they mix together. Like, oh my god, they create a really good mixture. So if you have these two, if you also got the free sample like I did at Ulta, I would suggest mixing these two, and you would see what I mean. So to apply these two bronzers, I am going to use the AOA Studio F20 brush. This is like a little bit more of a flat brush in the tip, like it's more pointy, so it's really gonna help me get in there. So I'm just gonna dip it in here and to make sure I grab enough. And this one like also is very pigmented, like I don't see if you can get the brush coated. And now I'm just gonna mix in with the butter bronzer. Okay, I like grabbed a little too much. And tap off the excess like always, and then just go in. So for blush today, I'll be using the Master Blush by Maybelline, and I am going to go in these two shades right here, which is one is more like peachy, and the one's like more pinkish. I like mixing these two. These are really, really nice, like blush, if that makes sense. And to apply the blush, I'm gonna use AOA Studio F13 brush, and I'm just gonna dip in them, up off the excess. Look at that, look at that. And that was like one swipe of each. So we gotta go really, really light with this. For eyeshadow, I am going to use the Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And mine's are really dirty because I use this religiously. So we had already primed like our base or whatever, or not whatever, but like we had already primed our eye. But to set our primer, I am going to use this one here, which is called Tempera. This shade, it's just very like natural kind of like finish. And I am going to grab another brush from AOA Studio, and it's the E101 brush. This is what it looks like. I'm just going to dip it in there, and I'm just going to use that brush to just put it all over my lid. For nothing very precise, because this is just to set. And even though our eyeshadow has already been set, I always like to go in with a lighter shade. Just for everything else that I add on top, it pops out. So now moving on to my crease, I am going to use the same brush, but for this I'm just going to go with Warm Taupe right here. And I'm going to use that on my outer crease, just to create that definition. I'm just going to apply it all over the crease. It doesn't have to be super perfect or anything. I am just using this as a crease. It's a transition shade, sorry, as a crease. Like, I don't need it to be super perfect. I kind of want it to be a little bit messy. See, I created a whole different dimension on the eye now. Like I said, it doesn't have to be like perfect. It just got to be there. Okay, so once that is done, I am gonna go into something more precise now. And for that, I am gonna use this little brush that is a little bit more round, a little more precise to help me get in there. And for that precision, like I just want it to be a little bit darker, like not too intense. I'm gonna go with Buen Fresco right here. I'm just gonna dip it in there. I think you can tell like which ones are my favorite shades, like that one and that one. Like those are my favorite shades from this palette. Alright, so we're gonna go just super close to where my eyelid creases. Now, continue on with the eyes. I am gonna put the Maybelline Studio Blackest Black on my upper eyelash line, just to like tightline it before I put on mascara or falsies or anything like that. I am gonna use the AOA Studio E117 brush. This is right here. It's just a little like tip one. I like to use this to dip it in here and then just help me really like get up in that waterline on top. For the wing eyeliner, I do want to do like this pinkish like kind of pop out there. I don't have any liquid eyeliners that are pink. I haven't gone and bought some. So I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit lipstick and Nice to Fuisha. And I'm just going to use it kind of like with the black, the one we use for the black eyeliner, but in this like smaller one. And I'm just going to dip it in there and then do my wing eyeliner. Mascara for my top lashes to just prep and set them for my eyelashes, for my falsies. I am going to use the Loreal Voluminous Original and Blackest Black, I believe it's called. Yes, Blackest Black. I'm gonna let this dry down a little bit, and while I let that dry, we're gonna move into the eyebrows because my eyebrows are all set and done. I am gonna highlight that brow bone of mine because I cannot go a day without highlighting it. I'm sorry. For that, I'm just gonna use a flat brush, like a regular flat brush, if I can find one in this mess of my brushes that I have. Okay, so now I'm just gonna highlight the brow bone because, you know, I gotta glow. So I'm gonna use a flat brush just to highlight, and I am gonna go in with another product, which is called Blinded by the Light by Too Faced, and it was this little collection, like I think it was a summer collection that it was called, or something like that. Like, they are so cute. And a lot of people said they were not super pigmented, and they're not like bam, but I think that they are very buildable, and if you use them right, they can look stunning, like so pretty. So I'm just gonna grab some with my brush. I normally like to coat them because they're not very pigmented. So I coat my brush in it, and I type off very little excess, and then so for my bottom lash line, I'm gonna go back into that Modern Renaissance palette. I'm gonna use this one right here. It's in the shade Antique Bronze. It's just like this little like in between shades of like bronze, but not completely bronze. I don't know. I just really like it. And I am gonna use that flat shader brush, and I'm gonna dip it in there and then just kind of smudge it all on my eyelash. And I am gonna dust off the excess because, girl, this is pigmented. Now, since most of my face is done, I am gonna move into highlighter. And for highlighting today, since I really want to go like that extra mile, I really want to go that extra glow, I am gonna start with a liquid highlighter. I am gonna, okay, I want like a bronzy kind of highlighter. I was like, maybe I want like a pinkish, like a frosty. No. I want a gold because I want to be golden. I want to be like, who that? So I'm gonna go in with the Loreal True Match Lumi. This is in the color Golden, I believe, because it's really faded, so I can't really see, but I believe it's the color Golden. I will look it up and link it down in the description box below. So I'm just gonna grab some. Alright, so now that the liquid highlighter has been set and done, we are going to move into powder highlighter because, you know me, I gotta be that extra. I'm that extra person. Like, you know, I'm just that extra. You know, like, when you ask a server, you're like, can I have guac? And they're like, it's extra. And you're just like, so am I. So am I. Okay, that was a bad joke. But I am going to go in with just like this little brush to grab in here. And I am going to start with... Oh! I just like murdered my highlighter, but look at that glow. Look at that. I have golden fingers now. I have gold fingers. I'm a golden nugget. I'm the freaking golden nugget. Anyways, I'm just gonna swirl this beauty in here. I really hope that gets fixed because I really like this one. And look at this. Watch. For lips today, we're gonna go with something very kind of like subtle, like a nude kind of thing. Oh my god, I can't get over this highlighter. I really can't. But, okay, so I'm gonna go with the liquid Catsuit from Wet n Wild in the color Rebel Rose, which is this one right here. So since all our face makeup has been put on and set, and we do need to set this makeup, and we want it to look super glowy and dewy, I am going to lock it with the Pixi Glow Mist. So that completes this look, and if you like it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more videos that I post. And until next time, bye! Mwah. So soft, it's falling, it's falling, it's falling.